This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Review. What I'm looking at today is 2016's The Girl with All the Gifts. And this is a great movie for the reason that it's ambitious and interesting in ways that movies, particularly genre movies like this, aren't. A little background. The movie takes place in the UK, and it begins with these children who you would think at first glance are being mistreated. We come to learn that they're children of these beings they call hungries, which sounds like something out of Harry Potter, and it's just an awful name, awful in a bad way name. In any case, these hungries are like the creatures from 28 Days Later, which is to say they're infected with a virus. Actually, it's a fungal infection. I know athletes, but it's a fungal infection as well. They're infected with this fungus in their brains, and it almost acts like rabies in the sense that they go nuts and have this hunger for human flesh. And that's not an unusual angle to take. And I'm not going to give away what makes this story so interesting, but it goes in places I've never quite seen these movies. And I appreciate it. Reason being, the zombie movie, and this is not a zombie movie. 28 Days Later is not a zombie movie. By definition, a zombie is the undead, a reanimated corpse. In both The Girl with the Gifts and 28 Days Later and its sequel, we're not talking about the dead. I mentioned rabies, and it's more similar to that. Like George Romero's The Crazies or Cronenberg's Rabbit, it's more in the vein of that than, let's say, a Dawn of the Dead feature. And I tend to be of the George Romero school as far as zombies go, which is to say they're slow, they're lumbering, well, because they're dead, and it kind of makes sense in context. They rely on numbers, and as many people as there are potentially that many zombies, and therein lies the terror. They don't have to run at you like an Olympic sprinter. That's not necessary. There's so many of them, they're so numerous, that they can go as slow as they want to go. They will eventually get to you. It may take days, months, weeks, whatever. They will eventually find you, because wherever there are people, there are dead people, and there are zombies. So it really works. What George Romero typically did was that he used zombies as an analogy for some things. It may be capitalism, it may be consumerism, which was what was behind Dawn of the Dead, by the way. Zack Snyder took it and just made it to a run-of-the-mill zombie film. It wasn't bad, probably one of Zack Snyder's best movies, frankly, but he took away a lot of the subtext that Romero brought to it. So it became more just an action movie with zombies, as opposed to a commentary on consumerism and capitalism like Dawn of the Dead was. In any case, another thing Zack Snyder did was to have them be overly athletic. This bothers me, because as I said before, I'm a traditionalist, but also it doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's back that up a little. It doesn't make sense in the context of accepting corpses walking around eating people. Once you buy into that conceit, it doesn't make sense, and it's a ludicrous concept already, so it doesn't help. So what The Girl with the Gifts does is removes it from that milieu entirely and just makes it a rage virus type thing, and that really works. It's well acted, and I've also noticed something. If you find genre movies with Glenn Close in them, they are likely to be awesome. She was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Awesome. She was in this, much to my surprise. And she is excellent in it. She's great. She brings her A game. And this is a really effective movie. And one of its strengths is that it revolves around children. But at the same time, they act like children. And I know that sounds kind of weird on the face of it, but I've had my fill of movies that treat children as little adults. They're not. And in here, the children act like children. And the lead actress is particularly good. She's great in the role as this hybrid, this creature who, she's not one of the hungries, but at the same time she has that same hunger for flesh. So she has the higher reasoning functions of a human. So it's really interesting. She's a new thing. And the story is for a movie of this nature, curiously optimistic. The world ends, in a sense, but it's also optimistic. It's fascinating. If you have not seen The Girl with All the Gifts, check it out. It is really good. It's currently on Netflix. This is Brian with ScreenPops.com and Review. Peace.